For the entry of the virus inside the body of the host, we need some special kind of receptors. These are called virus receptors. It is very important in the life cycle of the virus that it need a host to replicate, because all of the microorganisms and organisms are made to replicate. So therefore, for such purpose, the virus need the body of the host. It has to first recognize the receptors and then have to bind them to enter inside the body. So we will see in detail how the virus is binded with the receptors. First of all, the virus, for the entrance of the body, the virus interacts with the host receptors. Then a cascade of the different kind of events happen for its entry and leading to the entry of the viruses inside the body of the host. This purpose is the same for the enveloped and non-enveloped viruses, which is maybe included with only the capsid, or maybe it has the virus with one envelope. The receptors, host and virus interaction through the receptors and receptors. These receptors are associated with the body of the host, and these can be the proteins or lipids or carbohydrates. Any kind of the organisms can be the receptors. This is the diagram which we can see clearly that how the virus virus interacting, recognizing the receptors, and then trying to enter inside the body. These are some round shape, maybe these are the receptors, and the rod shapes are also recognizing with the body of the virus. And similarly, on the right side, there are also some special kind of receptors. So these receptors can be the lipids, proteins, or carbohydrates, and these for interaction within the body of the host. These receptors are very important, and the receptors recognition is also important factor. And maybe the receptors are not only enough for a virus to enter inside the body. Sometimes the virus also need the co-receptors. Viruses have various receptor recognition structures on the surface. Frequently, they also have the spikes, which can interact with the receptors, and maybe the host cell surface. They can interact. We will see in detail. This is the attachment adhesion receptors. With these receptors, the virus will adhere with the body of the host. Accessible membrane proteins and heparin sulfate. It is made up of the heparin sulfate. These are the adhesion receptors. And salicylic acid or diffusion, binding the entry of the receptors, and then after the receptors, the virus is first attached with the receptors, and then with the special mechanism, with the cascade of some special events, it will go inside the body of the host. For the different kind of receptors, there are different methods. With those methods, the virus will go inside the body of the, which will be variable or depends on the different kind of virus. When virus is just trying to enter inside the body of the host, it needs to recognize first of all the receptors, whether which kind of the receptors are admissible with special kind of the virus. Both of these factors are dependent on the special kind of the virus and also with the host, whether they are susceptible to each other and whether the receptors are also susceptible to each other. For this purpose, the entry of the viruses can be divided into three different parts. The virus enters inside the body of the host through three different processes. We will enlist them one by one. First of all, may be called the endocytosis or pinocytosis. It is the process of engulfing the food particles. Maybe most of you people have already studied this with the food particle or with the digestive system. So it is the process to engulf or to enter inside the feed particle. It is some special kind of process. Maybe you know that virus first just attach with the surface, and then it is open the mouth-like structure of the host receptors, and then it will engulf the virus just like it's some kind of food particle, and the virus will enter inside the body of the host. Second is the membrane fusion. Membrane fusion is some special kind of the entry process in which the membrane of the host receptors is ruptured, and through this receptor portion, the virus genetic material along with the capsid or maybe enter inside the body, and then it will replicate, and it will get the entry inside the host. Then the viral penetration. It is also the simple process of the viral penetration, and through its the virus will be penetrated inside the body of the host.